Everyone tells you to raise your prices, and you know you should, but you're terrified. What happens if everyone cancels? What happens if I lose my best customers? What happens if I raise prices and then have to lower them again and look desperate? So you never do it. Meanwhile, your vendors raised prices on you, your team is asking for raises, and your profit margin is shrinking. Here's the truth. If you raise your prices by 20%, you can lose 1 out of every 5 customers and you would still make more profit. And I'm gonna prove it to you in this video. Then I'm gonna show you the exact system that we use to execute the price raise so you barely lose anyone and actually gain more customers than you had before, and you can turn this into one of your biggest revenue and profit months of the year. And at the end, I'm gonna show you my price and profit AI tool. I custom built it, it's free for you, and it'll help you run the scenarios of what a price raise would look like and how it impacts your profit. Now, there are 3 crucial parts to a price raise, and we're gonna break them down one by one in this video. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Tanner James, and I coach entrepreneurs to help them make money hand over fist. And I wanna tell you a quick story about a business owner. I've been advising him for a while, and I have been telling him for years to raise his prices. He was hesitant and he was worried about all the bad things that could happen if he raised his prices. And I'm pretty sure by the 11th time of me telling him to raise his prices, he almost fired me. But he finally did it. He finally raised his prices. And 2 months later, he told me this was one of the best decisions they ever made as a company. I asked why, and he told me that now with the extra profit in the business, he was able to take the salary that he deserves. He was able to put more money into marketing. He could hire additional help to remove him from the business, and he could finally pay his staff better so they don't leave. And that is exactly what we're gonna help you do in this video. So we're gonna break this down into 3 parts. The first part is mindset. Because before you raise prices on customers, you have to realize why charging more is actually better for them. See, most business owners think if they raise their prices, they're being selfish or greedy, or that it's hurting their customers. But this couldn't be further from the truth. When you have more profit, you're able to make your business and customer experience even better. Now, here's a dramatic but realistic example of what happens if you don't raise your prices. Let's say there's a business and their customers are genuinely happy with the service. It's a good business and it solves the customer's problems and it has good prices. So everything's great. Except one day, the business closes. Nobody really knows why. Gone. Truth is, that business ran out of money. They were providing a good service, but they weren't watching their numbers. Their team was happy, but the business owner wasn't making any money. So at the end of the day, they were losing money and they had to close. But if customers paid 10 or 20% more, that business could still be around today, serving its customers, and everybody wins. Most customers, and I mean 98% of them, would gladly pay another 10% to keep the business in business. And most would pay 20% more if you reinvested into the business and made it better, made a better experience, a better service, or a better product for the person buying it. So if you're contemplating a price raise, understand that it will help your customers. And if you provide a good service or a good product, your business deserves to make good money. So the first thing you need to realize is this: raising your prices is actually good for the customers. So when you shift your mindset and you look at it through this lens, this price raise gets easier. Now, the second most important part of a price raise is the math, because this is where most business owners get it wrong. They worry that if they raise their prices, they're gonna lose customers and they're gonna make less money. And the math can be a little hard to understand. So that's why I built a custom AI tool to help you see how a price raise will impact your profit, even if you lose customers. It's called the Price and Profit Tool, and you can get it down below after this video. But let me walk you through how it works. All right, this is the Price and Profit Tool. It's super simple, 4 questions, and you'll find out all of the economics around your business's price raise. So this is just a custom GPT. I custom created it, and when you click it, it'll just pre-populate into your ChatGPT, and it's super simple to use. So we're gonna do an example here so that you see how it works, and then you can do it for your own business. Now, all I'm gonna do is hit this button, which says, if I raise prices, how much profit could I make? If it doesn't pop up, just hit let's go down here and it'll start asking the questions. So it's gonna say, what's your current monthly revenue? For this example, I'm just gonna say 50,000, put in your numbers for your business. The second thing, it's gonna say, how many active customers do you have? For this one, I'm just gonna say 500. We'll say each one's paying $100 a month. It's gonna say, what's your current monthly profit after all expenses? So I'll say 8,000 a month. It's a 16% profit margin. And then it's gonna say, what's your direct cost per customer per month? So this is like, these are your costs of goods sold. How much does it cost to serve that customer? So in this example, I'm just gonna say it's 30. So the customer pays 100. In direct costs of goods sold, we'll put 30. Now, what's gonna happen here is it's running some numbers. If it takes a couple of seconds, it's okay, it should be, because it's running many different scenarios to tell you what happens if you raise prices by 10%, 20%, and 30%. And then it's gonna show you what you will lose and how that impacts profit. So for example, the first one here is if you raise prices by 10% and you lose 5% of your customers, you'll only have 475 customers. And your new profit's gonna be 11,000. So the difference is actually, you just added 3,000 in profit. Not too bad. If you raised prices by 10% but lost 10% of your customers, you'd add 1,000. Now, a price raise does not make sense in every scenario like this one. So if we raise prices by 10,000 bucks, but we lost 20% of our customers, we just lost $3,000. So it'll tell you which one, what these all look like, and then at the end, it'll even give you a recommendation. So this is if you raise prices by 20%. And if you lost 5% of your customers, you would be up at $7,700 a month. Now keep in mind, even a 5% customer loss is not that bad, and that's relatively high. Every time I've done it, I've seen it under 3%. So sometimes less than 1%. It really depends on your business, but for the most part, a 20% price increase is not gonna be that dramatic. But let's say you did 20% and you lost 10% of your customer base, you're still up 5,500. And keep in mind, you're serving 10% fewer customers. So you're gonna naturally save more on your overhead. But in this example, we did not say that. We said your overhead stayed the same. So if you have a building, your rent, that's not gonna lower just because you're making less from your customers, but other kinds of overhead it does. So we just kept it in here just to keep it simple. We wanted this to be as accurate as possible. But just keep in mind, if you raise your prices, even if you lose customers, you have a big upside. And then we come down here and again, this is the 30% example, and it walks you through those numbers. And then down here, it's gonna say which one it thinks is the safest one for you. So the safest one is gonna be the 20%, but the highest total profit, it will always come up as the 30% raise because it does have the highest upside. So here's what's important with this. Take it, run with it, and what most members who use this, what they see is that this is the biggest impact for them, the 20%. It's the most realistic. If your price is $10 a month, it goes up to $12. It's not that much. If it's $100 a month, it goes up to $120. If it's $1,000 and it goes up to $1,200, it's not that dramatic. You likely won't lose as many customers as you think, and this can be huge for your business. So as you just saw, the math is on your side and the risk is way smaller than you think. Now let's talk about the mechanics here so that you can execute this price raise and lose very few members. And this is where, if you've ever heard of a business in the past that raised their prices and they lost customers, this is where they messed it up. They raised their prices, they may or may not have told their customers, they sent out a generic email, and then people canceled. So let me show you how to do this right. There are 4 important aspects to a price raise. Step 1 is to position it as an upgrade. Don't just raise your prices and hope nobody notices. P.S. They will notice. So we have to play offense here. And how we do that is by positioning it as an upgrade. You need to communicate what has changed, what you've improved over the years and what they're getting now than way back when they signed up. For example, maybe you've hired more staff, you've improved your service, you've added new features, you've increased your coverage or invested in better infrastructure. These are all important to share because customers forget. Candidly, they're just out living their life, and they are going to forget about the things that you've done to improve your business and their service. So this is the time to brag on yourself. Also, you want to communicate what is coming in the future. What are you investing in right now? What's the next step for the business? This shows them and vision casts the future. It shows them that good things are to come. Whatever it is, frame the price increase as we've gotten better, here's how, and here's why. So now that we have a frame on how we're gonna talk about a price increase, the next step is to notify our customers. How this usually looks is an email that gets sent out and it says, due to increasing costs and inflation, we're forced to increase our prices. Stop, don't do this. Never apologize, never blame inflation, never say unfortunately. All of these are about others and external factors, and it's you deflecting blame. It doesn't make the person reading it feel good. It actually reinforces that the economy isn't good, and so because of that, maybe I need to cancel, and we don't want that. And remember, they don't care about your costs or inflation. They only care about themselves. So frame it about them. You could simply say, we've been growing, we've been improving, we're investing into a better experience for you, and for the first time in 3 years, we're raising our prices. Be direct, be confident, stand firm. We want to avoid blaming external factors. We're not apologizing here. We're just saying your life is about to get better because of our service, and our prices are going to go up because of that. All you want to do is make it about the value that you're providing. And that leads us to the third step, which is to make them an offer. Now, this is optional, but if you want to have one of the best revenue and profit months of the year, this is something for you to do. Before your price increase goes live, you can give your customers the opportunity to lock in their current rate. And you have 3 ways to do this. Option 1 is to pay in advance. If you have a recurring subscription, you can have them prepay for the next year at the old rate. Let me show you what this looks like in real numbers. So let's take that business that's doing $50,000 a month. And if you say that just 10% of the customer base prepays for the year, you just added another $60,000 this month. That is cash that hits your bank today. That's a whole entire month's worth of revenue in 1 week. And we've locked these customers in for a year. Keep in mind, you would have made this money in the future, but I'd rather take the money today rather than tomorrow, because we can take the money and go reinvest it today. The business owner that I mentioned earlier did exactly this, and he had 44 people pay in advance for the year, and that was another $10,000 in revenue today. After expenses, it's about $5,000 or $6,000 in what I call expedited profit. That means it's profit that you would have gotten over the next year, but we brought it back and it hit the bank account today. So he was able to go get that profit, reinvest it in marketing, and was able to flip it and generate another $20,000 in new revenue, all because he got the profit today. Now, the second type of offer that you can make is you lock in their old rate for a period of time if they provide you a video or a written testimonial. Let's say you offer 3 months at their old rate if they give you a video testimonial. Well, I'm gonna go take that testimonial and I'm gonna run ads on it, and I'm gonna put it on our website, and I'm gonna put it on social media, and I am going to use that review over and over and over again. And I'm gonna make way more than the increased price that they would have paid. Now, a small note here, avoid asking for reviews on online sites like Google or Trustpilot or Yelp, because those sites, it's generally against their terms and conditions to offer something in exchange for a review. But what we can do is we can get a written testimonial and put it on our website. We can put that on social media. We can put that in ads. We can get a video and put it on our website, put it on social media, or put it in ads. This builds social proof for your marketing while turning that customer into a mini ambassador for your business. And lastly, the third type of offer that you can make is a referral. You can let them keep their old rate for 3 or 6 months if they bring you somebody new. Now, this brings in new revenue while it rewards your customers for going out and generating a referral. And here's what's cool too. You can say, keep the old rate as long as you bring in somebody new every 3 months. So effectively, if they bring in 4 people every year, they keep their old rate forever. And I'll take that all day long because I want my customers to be mini ambassadors for my business. The overall key here is to give them options. Some customers won't mind the price raise and they'll just keep paying it. And some of them will want to keep the old rate. And so they can either pay in advance, they can write a review or a testimonial, or they can bring in new friends to join the business. All 3 of these options benefit the customers and you. And this leads us to step 4, which is to turn the price raise into a promotion. This is a genius move that will help you get way more customers than you lose. Don't just announce the price raise to your current customers. Make a promotion out of it. Market it to your prospects who are thinking about buying from you. Send an email to your list, post it on social media. You may even want to run ads for this. And you just say, our prices are going up on date. Sign up before then and lock in the old rate. This creates urgency and there's a deadline, so it gets people off the fence. One of my clients did this and they signed up dozens of new people leading up to the price raise. And these are new customers on top of the rate lock-ins from the existing customers. So now you're making money 2 different ways. You have your current customers who are prepaying, and then you have new customers coming in who want to take advantage of the lower rates before they rise. And that's how you turn a price raise into one of the biggest months you've ever had. Now, before we wrap up, if you want the Price and Profit AI tool that you saw earlier, go down below, the link's in the description and you can grab it right now. So let's recap. If you want to raise your prices, you need 3 things. 1, you need the mindset. You need to understand that this is good for your customers. The second is you need to understand the math. How much do you want to raise your prices? How many members could you afford to lose? And what do you realistically think is going to happen? And then we need to have the mechanics in place to make sure this is properly executed. We want to position it as an upgrade. We need to communicate it to our customers. We want to give them an offer to lock in the lower rate. And then we want to turn it into a promotion where we actually generate more customers than we lose. Go make it happen. You'll lose way fewer customers than you think, and you may turn this into one of the biggest revenue months of the year. If you need help, reach out. We'd love to support you along the way. And trust me, your business and your customers will thank you for it. YouTube thinks you might like this next video on the screen. Let's find out if they're right.